Welcome everyone to TradeStation and another installment of our Meet the TradeStation Team podcast series. This podcast series is designed to take you inside the heart and soul of TradeStation, to meet the people that are working every day to make your experience with TradeStation the best that it can be. TradeStation is an award-winning broker offering trading in stocks, stock options, and futures, all within one trading platform with low commissions. But you also get the outstanding TradeStation analysis platform with advanced charting, real-time scanning, and powerful option analytics. Our mobile app lets you take your trading on the road. To learn more, I invite you to visit our website at tradestation.com.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Meet the TradeStation Team. I'm your host Michael Burke, Vice President of Client Training here at TradeStation, and we're very privileged today to be joined by TradeStation's Michael Ball, Senior Development Manager for the TradeStation platform. Mike's been with TradeStation for 4 years, starting out as a product owner for the platform and moving into his current role as project manager for a number of new TradeStation initiatives. Mike, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
So Mike, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in the financial markets.
Okay, yes. My education background is actually a little bit different than what, of course, I'm doing now. I was born and raised in California, and I went to school at Fresno State and actually obtained a degree in business law. However, what I'm working on now, what I have been working on from basically 2000 until present day, has been trading, building out trading software, and everything to do with the financial industry. So definitely different from what I went to school for. Back in 2000, starting out working for a private equity hedge fund, then moving into the Pacific Coast Stock Exchange building and trading at the Pacific Coast Stock Exchange, not actually on the pit floor where they were trading options, but working on one of the higher floors, actually the floor that Goldman Sachs had set up. I was trading from the screen and working with a trader who was trading at the pit floor. From there, I moved around on that floor, worked for Carlin Financial, Olympic Futures, Spinnaker Partners, a myriad of hedge funds that were located with there, essentially doing the same thing, which was execution trading, quantitative type trading with a specific slant on trading the E-minis, specifically the NASDAQ and the E-mini S&P 500 traded off the CME. At one point around 2005, I had a chance to meet through a friend of a friend, the senior quantitative programmer for a billion-dollar fund called Money Management Group. And we teamed up after he left that fund and formed our own hedge fund that at the time we called StrataTrade, and it was a quantitative hedge fund that had a few models of value that traded the E-mini contracts, and ultimately sold the technology and sold our investment interest to those companies. I'm moving on E-Trade Financial, and then later on Trading Technologies, and I worked on development for their platform, as well as working at other investment banks, to finally arriving here at TradeStation, where I have been working on the platform ever since, in all of its different facets, from charting through the matrix modules, through strategy automation, you name it, I've been involved in it when it comes to the platform.
So Mike, I know you've had the opportunity to work on some really interesting projects here at TradeStation. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yes, definitely. What I have started out doing for TradeStation and what I do currently are definitely two different things. There is a somewhat of a hybrid role that I play in the engineering department, in that I put on the project manager's hat when the projects are initially starting, and utilizing my experience in trading and product software development, I lead those projects along with the product managers that are conceptualizing the specifications and what they want ultimately put into the platform. Once that hat comes off and we go into the execution of the project is when I put on a hat that takes me down the road of working hands-on with the developers. Once the code is developed and injected into the code base, I then work with a team that I assemble that is the quality assurance team that is looking and checking over the code with a fine-tooth comb and ensuring that it's bug-free.
So there's a lot of new features, a lot of new projects that are on the horizon. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So what has been happening with TradeStation in the past year specifically is we have focused a lot on quality. We have focused a lot on looking at what our customers have been asking us for in the beta forums, in the forums in general, online, and then doing quite a bit of competitive research in the landscape of trading software development and brokerage services. So what we have now is the culmination of quite a few features across the entire platform and a revamping of the platform from a UX UI perspective to enhance the customer's experience. However, at the same time, addressing performance issues, increasing the performance of the platform across all the modules within it. Customers are going to be very happy to see the end results.
So Mike, just a little bit off topic, we were chatting earlier about your experiences with the U.S. patent process. Can you touch on that story a little bit? I thought that was interesting.
Yes, definitely. Back in 2010, my father and I were kicking around some ideas, talking about his background as being a U.S. naval aviator, his experiences overseas, his combat experience, and his work in the Central Intelligence Agency. And from that spawned some ideas on technology. And I thought so highly of those ideas that by 2013, I had decided that I wanted to patent those ideas. Well, at the time, I had really no idea about what was involved in patent writing or how the patent process even worked. But I can tell you present day that it is a PhD level experience to take a concept from beginning to create a specification document that is ultimately going to be submitted to the United States Patent Office and there again be examined by essentially a legal expert in that field, whatever your specific patent is claiming, and then to go back and forth through that process with the examiner to ultimately getting what's called an allowance, which is essentially the granting of that patent. It's been an awesome experience that started really in 2013 and finalized in 2016. I wrote 2 patents simultaneously side by side, submitted them in tandem, and then had to work both of those through the system. It was a monumental effort and an effort that I did not think I was going to complete or be successful at, given the obstacles. So in the end, the result was positive. I was granted 2 patents, and then from those patents, those utility patents, you are to pursue accessory patents that come along with utility patents, which is to say, more specifically, the method patents. But it's been kind of a labor of love, and at the same time, an awesome learning experience.
Well, again, I want to thank our guest, Michael Burke, for spending this time with us today. This was great. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me, Mike.
Thank you very much, Michael. This has been a pleasure.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Be sure to tune in again for more of our TradeStation podcasts. And don't forget to visit our website at TradeStation.com to learn more about our outstanding educational resources and online brokerage services. Have a good day, everybody. The preceding podcast was for educational purposes only. All of the symbols and trading ideas discussed by the instructors and guests were for educational purposes and not recommendations. Active trading is not suitable for everyone. Options trading carries a high degree of risk. You can find the characteristics and risks of standardized options disclosure and additional disclosures on the TradeStation website.